up in the spot. Dudes mugging, hating bad, could it be my style? Or just my pretty boy swag? Can tell by my gear, I do nothing but pop tags. You need a receipt, cause your girl just got back.
Next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz agree to fight on December 3rd or 4th after having words on social media. And Devin and Eddie Hearn even called out JoJo Diaz on the Mikey Garcia card. So as you can see, Boxing News 24 is reporting, along with ESPN ringside, reporting that Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz Jr. have agreed to fight on December 3rd or 4th on the Zone in Las Vegas. The fighter still haven't inked the contract for the fight, but it's being finalized now. So the fighters are in the process of finalizing the contract. Let's hope that that goes according to plan. So here's also as part of the contract is a rematch clause in case WBC champion Haney were to lose. That's a wise move on Matchroom Boxing to include a rematch clause, as there's an excellent chance JoJo Diaz will win this fight. ESPN Mike Comperter's reports the news of the unbeaten Haney, 26-0, 15 KOs, agreeing to a fight against interim WBC 135 champion Diaz, 32-1-1, 15 KOs. So it's been reported by ESPN Mike Comperter, and there's also a rematch clause. So I'll turn over to you, Trill. Bill, what's your reaction to the fight being made in the rematch clause?
Look, they did everything they could to try to bully JoJo Diaz into taking went to insult him and then try to clear it up like, wait, we know he's a warrior. But why wouldn't you take the fight on the same day? We giving you the same amount of money, but we know you're a warrior. So, I see the game that y'all was playing. But JoJo Diaz also has a game to be played too. He might say, nah, when it takes all. He might say, nah, I don't want it. I'm not signing nothing in there with no I gotta run it back with a Devin. I want it when it takes all. Or I ain't fighting. That can happen. So that's why I'm gonna say I believe it when it happens. Once the contract is final, then I'll be sitting here and I'll dive into the fight with y'all. But how it's open in the air like that and how you see other contracts and situations with Devin go, I'll believe it when I see it. Because, you never know what's going to happen with these guys.
All right. Conspiracy G.
Yeah, I agree with Trill on this. Like, the fact that they haven't signed it yet makes me a little, hesitant. But so I'll believe it when I see it. But I like this fight, and it will be a tough one for Haney, but he needs this name, so he can get I think he's already up there when it comes to status, but he needs a name like this so people can put some respect on his name and respect on his title and status as champion, in the 135 division. So, man, if they can make it happen, make it happen. And I think it's smart for the rematch clause, but to be honest with you, man, I'm getting kind of tired of these rematch clauses only because it prevents other fights, big fights from happening, But then again, it seems like in the 135 division, none of these guys want to fight each other anyway. So why not have a rematch clause? Because then at least, as long as this first fight is, I guess, pleasing to the boxing fans, the rematch will be even more successful, So salute to Matchroom for, implement rematch clauses in this contract, because I just don't see any of the other top dogs trying to take a Haney fight after the JoJo Diaz fight. So I think if JoJo Diaz can pull it off, Haney has a chance to get his belt back and potentially, garner more fans and more exposure to the sport.
Ned the TBE.
Man, David, this fight, the agreement to this fight is it's dope, We the other day we was talking crazy because I was like, yo, I know I was saying Devin's the champion 'cause even though he got emailed the belt, my co my brothers were saying no, Devin's not the champion, but Devin,
No, Devin
No,
is
no,
the
no.
champion.
Oh,
Oh.
who said that? Who said that? Who told you that, Ned?
Yeah, who told you? Who told you that?
hey,
Ned?
hey, I asked a question about Undisputed, and my brothers
We said
disagreed.
no.
That's
You
all I'm.
didn't.
No,
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 we
no,
did
no.
not disagree.
That's not what you.
We answered your question, bro. It's confusing to us
It's
as well.
confusing. I'm confused. I'm just a confused individual
No,
looking for
Ned. You
answers.
asked, "Is T.O. undisputed?"
And we
And we
said
said
yes.
yes. And you said, "And Devin Haney's champion?" And we
We
said
said
yes.
yes.
And then you said, "How is that?" And we said, "We talk about this all the time, Ned, and you
Okay.
never pay attention."
And remember,
Until
I
today-
texted you and said he's a undisputed champion.
and you still
All right.
came here today.
Listen.
I told Ned what to do. I told Ned, please,
My
less
brothers.
joking and more note taking. You know,
My brothers. Is it so much?
My
With so
brothers,
much.
now, Ned, I'm going to have to take it back. I'm going to have to take back the award I gave you, my brother. I gave you the unapologetically African award, my brother. And now I got to take it back. Go ahead.
Listen. All right, Devin, you fighting JoJo Diaz. That is a great fight. Like it's a fight we all want to see. We want to see you get tested. We want to see what you really got in your arsenal. You know. But December 3rd, what's the fight that's happening in that? I know there's a fight that's going down in December.
December 6th, I know there's a fight.
Yeah, there's a fight in that range. It's either 5th,
Think.
6th. It's in that week. December 3rd is early, but I don't know. December 5th, 6th, there's a big fight going down. And Devin, for you to pick up this fight at this type of time. Oh no, the Rolly fight, the Rolly versus Tank fights in December. That's the fight I'm thinking
December
about.
6th, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Devin, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta handle business. And JoJo, if you're gonna take this fight, you gotta handle business. So I'm not gonna root.
Jerron Ennis is fighting Thomas Delorme on the 30th in New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
It sounds like a road trip. But I'm saying this fight's happening in December with big fights happening. I'm just gonna say we need a big upset. Either it's Devin or JoJo. We need something to go down crazy where it's like we're not even expect. Because our predictions are gonna come soon. Because our predictions are a month away. And go ahead, G. What's up, G?
my brother Ned.
Yeah.
You sound like you activated the inner coon chip, brother. Why are you hating on our champion, my brother? I repeat, why are you hating on our brother?
Who's our champion? You got to clarify for me. Because for you, what y'all said, we didn't have a champion.
It sounds like
it's a showdown in December. It's a showdown in December for the light because if Devin gets the fight, you got Tank fighting and you got Lomachenko fighting as well.
And I think is Teofimo fighting in December as well? I don't know. I don't want to make this sure.
Man, keep speaking the truth on brother Devin.
Yes. I'm just saying. It's Teofimo fighting in December. I don't know. He was supposed to fight in October. I don't know what's going on right now.
Teo ain't fighting, bro. Listen.
No, he's fighting. He's fighting November 27th. You don't believe it?
November 27th, my brother.
They gonna push that back again. They ain't fighting.
And listen, man, if I believed it, I would be like, yo, road trip. Let's go to the
he ain't fighting, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right, check it out. I'm sorry, man. I can't give Devin a pass, yo. You can't bark as much as Devin does and then have a rematch clause in the contract. I said you can't bark as much as Devin does and have a rematch clause in the contract. You cannot bark as much as Devin does and have a rematch clause in the contract. You basically publicly shamed the man into the fight like Trill Dollar Bill said, you calling him all kinds of names on social media. Then on camera, you're like, oh, take the fight. And then behind closed doors, you have the audacity to want to request a rematch clause from Brother Diaz. Brother Diaz should laugh you out of the conference room. If I'm JoJo Diaz, I do what Trill says. Winner takes all, or there's no fight. And I'll go right to social media and publicly shame Devin like they try to do me on a Mikey Garcia card. I'll be like, yo, I'm here right now, ready to sign this contract. All I want is winner takes all. Because when I beat Devin, I'm fighting Garcia for the money, just like I was supposed to. Now he wants a rematch clause. He shamed me. He brought me here. The contract's here. I'm ready to sign. No rematch. If he's so confident that he can beat me, if I'm the bum that he says that I am, if I'm this easy work, he need to sign this contract. Win straight up. Just like that. That's what I'm doing if I'm Brother Diaz. So, Brother Haney,
like Lomachenko did.
Yeah, Lomachenko did it, and he got killed for it. And everyone, Lomachenko was trying to be a gentleman about it. Lomachenko's like, yo, I'm gonna get it right I'm gonna get it done right the first time, so I don't need a rematch. So for being manly, for being confident, people saying, oh, he didn't put it in the contract, so Tio shouldn't give him a rematch. And that's the kind of thinking that's going to make us see a bunch of unnecessary rematches. Yo, if a fight merits a rematch, then it should be a rematch. So if the public watches a fight and we're all like, man, it was so good, we want to see it again, then we should see it again. Like Wilder Fury 1 merited a rematch. It ended in a draw and people want to see it again. I don't think 3 was necessary, although 3 was great. It did end up the way most people thought it would end up.
He bullied Floyd into fighting Madonna twice. If the people want it, the people are going to ask for it.
That's the point I'm getting at. Floyd clearly was like, Madonna again? But the people want to see it. Madonna didn't have a rematch clause. He didn't have to force Floyd to fight him again. Floyd said, hey, the people will pay for this again. Okay, let's do it again. So Devin, Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Walk Around with the Jury, Mr. Get in Teofimo Lopez face and say that you can whoop his behind, but you need a rematch clause with JoJo Diaz. Man, it sounds like people don't believe what they're saying. Seems like your actions aren't lining up with your words, my brother. You see, and this is what I'm getting at. You want to talk about of steel? I'm going to tell you it was a steel. Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez was fighting the great Vasily Lomachenko with no rematch clause. Let me say that again. Teofimo Lopez was fighting the great Vasily Lomachenko with no rematch clause. My brothers and sisters, Teofimo Lopez was fighting the great Vasily Lomachenko with no rematch clause because he was confident enough in himself to believe that he was going to win. See, that's the difference. When I look at Devin, you fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. You got the audacity to run into you gonna want a rematch clause with Tio too? I'm sure Tio saying if anyone should get a rematch is me. This is all I'm getting at with Devin, man. Just stop faking the funk, man. Like, yo, so you wanted JoJo Diaz, you got him, and now y'all want a rematch clause. But the rematch clause is only for Devin. You beat JoJo, it's all good, right? I mean, it is what it is. And as if Devin earned that belt so that he can get a rematch. Like it wasn't emailed to him. He should have been fighting JoJo Diaz for that belt anyway. Oh, I can see it now. Here comes Caden. Caden going Devin. Is it hating or is it telling the truth? Again, if you got a problem with what I'm saying, GNC. GNC, my brothers and sisters. GNC, go get some tablets. All I'm saying is the real, the raw. If Devin is as bad as he say he is, if JoJo Diaz is as easy as he says he is, why he need a rematch clause? You saw Vasily and you saw Tio with no rematch clause. And then Tio took it as a slight, like, oh, you didn't think you need a rematch clause for me. Yo, I'm sick of all these rematches. And that's why I guess me and G can agree. every fight don't need a rematch clause, bro. Like every single fight doesn't need a rematch clause. Like, and if it's a rematch, it shouldn't have a rematch to the rematch clause. Like, seriously. Like, if it's good enough, the public will demand a rematch. But if you're AJ fighting Usyk, I'm okay with a rematch clause for this one reason. It's a mandatory and you collected multiple belts. So I can understand that. But when it's just you're the WBC champion fighting the interim WBC champion, why does that fight need a rematch clause? Like, seriously, why does that fight need a rematch clause?
Because
Devin, you
everybody's
ain't
holding
cool.
their belts hostage. Because everybody's holding their belts hostage, hoping that another champ will be like, I'll finally fight with you to unify.
And then they get mad at a person who believes in themselves.
Yeah, yo, this whole thing.
The person that believes in themselves is crazy.
I'd say this. I would love to see Devin get the big fights. But the thing about Devin and the big fights is the way he's moving, I think, you know the saying, you catch more flies with honey. Like, the way he's moving about it, it's like everybody's just looking at him like, yo, you have a $1 billion ego, but you generate what you generate, the people who come up to see you, all that. Like, you got to come down to reality. That's what like Rolly was saying about Devin. Rolly was saying, like, when they were saying, like, if you had to pick between Javante and Devin, who would you want? Rolly said, why would I want Devin? Devin thinks he should get paid $100 million a fight, but he can't sell out an arena. He said Devin can't sell out an arena. Javante Davis is fighting on pay-per-view. Javante Davis has won belts at multiple weight divisions, although those aren't the actual belts. But he said Javante Davis won belts at different weight divisions, and Javante Davis is a bigger star. So the point is, why would I want Devin when I can fight Javante? And this is what Devin is running into. Is it ducking you if literally every other option is a better option than you? Who you want? Tank Davis, better option. Ryan Garcia, better option. Vasily Lomachenko, better option. Teofimo Lopez, the biggest option. All these fighters are better options than you. So is it everyone's ducking you or they're turning you down for the better option? And Devin, this is where you got to look in the mirror and recognize you need to do something differently. All that heckling, all that pesting. Yeah, you got people who are going to ride for you and be like, yo, they're all ducking them. Okay, but the only reason you're even relevant is because of an email you received, not for something you did in the ring. The only reason you're relevant, Devin, is because of an email you received, not because of something you did in the ring. So think about that. You're only a discussion because they decided to put your email address in the email that they sent with the attachment of the WBC title. Straight like that.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
When things seem bleak, walk with me. To navigate these streets, walk with me.